Well, hi, everyone. We are live here from Local 5 Studios in West Des Moines, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube and weareiowa.com. And going to get you updated on the storm situation. Of course, we have a winter storm warning out for northwestern Iowa, and we've got basically a winter weather advisory out for the Des Moines area and southwest Iowa. So it has begun, and things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. The heavy snow is yet to come out there. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar here, along with temperatures, because temperatures are critical during this time. Because as long as they stay above freezing, things won't get as bad, right? Well, right now it's 34 degrees in many areas out there through central Iowa, getting a little colder down to the south where the precipitation's been falling, but we still have a mixture of rain, sleet, and snow falling in these areas, maybe even a little freezing rain, but temperatures are really not that cold. This is a whole different situation than the last time we had snow. Of course, that was that blizzard that we had the very cold air. This is going to be a very wet snow that's coming down, and so far the metro has really seen very little. But look at the close-up. This is a high-resolution radar, and you can see it's really starting to pick up just south of Des Moines. There's a band of some pretty heavy snow, maybe some sleet, but it could transition over to rain before it transitions back to snow. So it's going to be flipping around from different types of precipitation here. As you go out on I-80, we've had a mixture of rain and snow out there as well, but it is starting to accumulate in some areas. Now, here's the wider picture. You can see the enormous expanse of this system, the rain, the thunderstorms, the snow back here. And tell you what, this is going to be all snow. This is where it's really going to pile up. Probably 12 to 24 inches of snow in central Nebraska, and that's where the roads are starting to get bad. Here's our area of low pressure, big area of low pressure to the south. Pretty classic winter storm for us here. And again, it's going to be a wet snowfall. It's going to be mixed with rain. But here in Nebraska, it is pretty much where the worst of it is going to be. They've got roads in the red, which is basically impassable roads around North Platte. Roads getting bad here around Lincoln and Omaha. And then you get into Iowa. We're starting to get some roads getting on the purple side, which is 100% snow covered. So there are some roads out there that are starting to get a little bit snow covered. And we have Dave Downey, meteorologist Dave Downey, out on the roads right now, Dave. And I know you've been seeing lots of different precipitation. Tell us what's going on right now.
Just a few miles west of Winterset. And like you said, the precipitation type, or the P-type, like we call it, has been flipping around kind of all over the place the past hour and a half or so. When I was in Adair County near Greenfield, I'll tell you what, it was coming down hard. And at that point, it was pretty much all snow. Some of the biggest snowflakes I've seen definitely this season, at least since last season. But now, since then, as I've kind of traversed eastward here on Highway 92, you can see it's pretty much all rain. The temperature gauge here in our weather truck is sitting at 30 degrees, but there is that little nose of warm air, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 feet above the surface that is melting the snow on its way down. When I did see some mixed precipitation back in Adair County, you know, it seemed more like sleet than freezing rain, and I can't see exactly what you're seeing on the satellite and radar. From my end, it kind of depends on the weather app in terms of what the weather app thinks, or the application or the software thinks the type of P-type, again, that is falling. On my phone, you know, I've looked kind of when I was in Greenfield, it was a mix of the pink and the purple and the blue and the green. I mean, we are within a degree or two either side of freezing. We're kind of just teetering that line, and the teeter-totter is kind of in a balanced act right now, if you will. But if we drop a couple more degrees, man, I'll tell you, it's going to come down heavy. The heavy snow is going to arrive after sunset, and that's, of course, in just a few hours. So right now in Madison County, all rain. But like you said, I like how you have those temperatures on the SAT-RAD map, because that's really the 1 or 2 degree game that we're playing today, Brad.
Goes, and it will get worse out here. Believe me, the roads will become icy and 100% snow covered. And you can see some of those roads have been down here south of I-80 and up in that area. So kind of where he's at, but not exactly where he's at. So let's go into the Futurecast mode and talk about how much snow, when it's going to snow. And as I said before, we'll probably see some snow here before it transitions a little bit over to rain and then goes back to snow. So we're going to see a little bit of everything here, maybe some sleet as well. Temperatures, though, really close to freezing through the entire event. What's going to happen is the atmosphere is going to get colder up inside the clouds where it's basically being manufactured, and actually just below the clouds, I should say. We're going to see that temperature getting a little bit colder out there, and that's going to allow that snow that falls actually not to melt. Because what's happening right now, the snow is falling from the sky, but it's melting on the way down, so it comes down as rain, and that's the way most rain is. Most rain does actually fall as snow. Now, looking at this precipitation, it lifts to the north tonight. We could have a few snow showers tomorrow morning. Some of these could be heavy enough to cause problems, in fact, around 6 a.m., but they should get out of here by, say, 9 a.m. So it looks a lot drier through late morning, and all afternoon tomorrow should be dry. Snowfall forecast. First, I want to show you a model. This is a model. I think it's doing a pretty good job, and you can kind of see the nature of the snow, kind of a patchy, blotchy snow cover map, and that could happen because that's what's going to happen tonight with that heavy snow this evening, as Dave was talking about. 4 or 5 inches, that's what it says for the metro. That's definitely within the realm of possibilities. 11 inches, Sioux City, that's definitely within the realm of possibilities. So, and you can see southern Iowa getting very little snow because of the rain effect and anything else, because rain and sleet and things like that, they just don't add up. They don't measure that. Here's our forecast, our manual forecast, and you can see we're pretty much following that model's lead there. 3 to 6 here, 4 to 7 in Ames. Again, it's a tough call in the metro because we have the mix of rain and snow. Nebraska, it's all snow out there, but here we've got the mix, and so that is going to be what we're going to be dealing with tonight. Now tomorrow, again, it is going to clear out pretty quickly. This model actually has a break in the clouds there at 10 a.m., so it could be improving pretty quickly. The road shouldn't be too bad because of that temperature not being very cold. Again, our snow chances go way down tomorrow by noon or so. It gets a little colder here, especially those mornings out there, but will be dry until Saturday. There is a chance of snow Saturday, late afternoon, Saturday evening. It looks like southern Iowa could get more snow from this particular system, which is kind of ironic because that's the area that's missing it. So, in fact, the area that's exactly missing the snow with this one will probably get some on Saturday night. And then we go into the forecast. It does get a lot colder here. Look at these temperatures here. We're talking about Arctic air returning by late next week. So that's a look at what's going on and what's to come. Of course, we will have a complete forecast and team coverage coming up on Local 5 at 5 and 6 tonight. So I hope you can join us for that. Until then, stay safe, and we'll try to help you do that.